Hello and welcome to Soul in Balance. And this time I'm coming to you from my bedroom as I have some extra people living with me because of the pandemic, and there just isn't very much help available for people that are on working visas and international students. So it looks like it's going to be in my room, but I feel it is actually quite fitting because it is a Taurus new moon. Taurus is all about the senses, it's all about comfort, it's about stability, it's about our self-worth and what feels good, sensuality. It's also about how we make money and where we are very fixed and stubborn in some kind of way. So this new moon will be happening on the 23rd of April, and it'll be happening at 12:25 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Now, this new moon is going to be very radical, and it is going to set the tone for the next month because it is joined Uranus, which is the radical change master. So stay tuned and I'll bring you the rest of the video. If you'd like to stay up to date with the cosmic weather, make sure you subscribe. Alrighty, so new moon in Taurus, and I'm doing this in my pajamas. Thank you for these beautiful pajamas, Dad. Just to add to the comfort of this Taurus full moon, which I'm naming this video Finding Comfort in the Storm, because we are in a massive storm and I think it's going to get a little bit more striking very, very soon. Okay, so the sun and the moon are going to be at 3 degrees of Taurus, and then that is going to be joining Uranus. And oh my God, it is going to be crazy. And then just to add a little bit more fire to the mix, we have Pluto that is going to go retrograde on the 25th of April, which is a couple of days after this new moon. And it is joining Jupiter, which is going to be expanding on the internal stuff that we need to break down, the psychological stuff that we need to just let crumble and dissipate at this time. And this Jupiter being there is just really just going to blow that right out. So we really, slam home of what needs to change and what the truth really is for us and as a collective. So it is quite a radical time. There are some really nice aspects at this new moon. So the ruler of this new moon is Venus, and Venus is making aspects out to Mars that is in Aquarius, which is also kind of ruling this new moon because Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius, and it is the higher octave of Gemini, of Mercury. And that is also making aspects out to this Venus and Mars as well. So there is some really cool, funky things going on in the relationship sector, but let's just bring it back to what this new moon is. And oh my God, it is just absolutely crazy. I feel like this new moon is really going to be asking us to revolutionize comfort and understanding that Taurus is a fixed sign. So it means the change that's happening, this is permanent. There is no going back to what we used to know, that we need to find comfort and direction in what is going on, finding new ways, revolutionizing who we are and what we want and where we're going, especially in the way of making money, because Taurus does represent money and how we make money. We really need to be revolutionizing the way that we make money or what we're passionate about, because, Venus also is our passions. That's our creativity. So as we're spending more time at home, we really need to be looking at, where we are passionate, letting go of our old ways of making money and trying to find comfort and a direction in something that's more fulfilling. So realistically, pandemic aside, from a spiritual sense, this is a very, very fantastic time for really getting in touch with who we are and what we are here to do on a soul purpose. So at this time, it has been pretty heavy. It's been pretty heavy energetically, especially the last few days. We've had Saturn squaring the sun. So Saturn is in Aquarius and it is squaring the sun that's in Taurus. And it will also then be, squaring you know, Uranus. So it feels like that heavy pressure, that restriction, that somber feeling. So we might be having, you know, new revelations and new ideas and, you know, ways that we can survive and have a bit more comfort. And then, you know, we're just getting pushed by Saturn, like pushing us back in that hole. Like, yeah, it is so heavy and it is so uncomfortable and it's frustrating. It's like, oh, I just want to move forward. I just want to feel good. And yeah, so it is, you know, a bit of a radical time. This aspect is making things a little bit more harder, but then this is going to clear. It is really just asking us to mature and create a foundation and make a decision, move forward in your decision, regardless of all the heavy feelings, regardless of the frustration and things feeling super serious and feeling like we're not good enough and we haven't succeeded and, you know, things aren't going the way we've planned. We just need to slowly just keep soldiering on. And, you know, especially with the North Node still in Cancer at 0 degrees, it is still saying, hey, if you're in your heart, if you're trusting your feelings, if you're trusting your intuition, if you're following your heart and just putting one foot in front of the other, like what Taurus does, you are going to get there. Like regardless, like Saturn is the taskmaster. It really asks you, are you serious about this decision? You know, if you're serious, you're going to soldier on regardless of what I throw at you. And then once you, you know, keep walking, I'm just going to give you all these blessings and graduate you in that area, you know. So it really is a time of just, regardless of what's happening, still just putting one foot in front of the other. And I really want to highlight more than anything is that we need to be finding stability within ourselves. And I think I seriously say this every video, but we need to be just literally just finding stability within ourselves. There is no point finding stability in anything outside of ourselves, because this is where the problems arise, like especially in relationships or our work or our external comforts and, you know, anything, our friendships or anything that is outside from us at the moment. We just need to be finding comfort and stability inside. So this is a perfect time to find that, because we're all at home, we're all having to process our shit, and we're all trying to find comfort in here. So yes, this is absolutely amazing that's going on. It is very difficult. I know for me it's been very difficult, you know, just that somber, depressing feeling of Saturn that's just like but no, this will be passing in a few days. What else do we have going on here? So Sabian symbol, 3 degrees of Taurus, which correlates with what I've just said, which is natural steps lead to a lawn of clover in bloom. So word for the month: slow and steady wins the race, or one foot in front of the other. Like, we don't have to be looking at the big picture. We can just be putting one foot in front of the other each day as it comes, each hour as it comes, just slow and steady, finding comfort in the crazy. Okay, let's do some cards for this new moon. What have I got here? So yes, so there is a lot going on politically, conspiracy theory wise, health wise. I'm not really going to get into too much detail because they are actually radically shutting down YouTube accounts right now. I still would like to be able to speak to you guys and give you the cosmic news and, you know, help you in all sorts of ways. So I think for me, I'm just going to say is to go with what feels right for you. If you've been into conspiracy theories and, you know, health like I have for a very long time, you'll know where I stand on this situation. But for you, I would just suggest that you do just what's best for you at this time. What you believe is right. Like, there's so much fighting going on the internet. There's so many people that are just attacking each other. Like, literally, like, you're losing friends, like, just for putting your point of view. Like, it's just crazy, but I think it's just pointing to the sense that we really need to be finding our tribe, finding people that connect with us and have the same beliefs as us. But at the same time, it's not like just turning on people that you that have a different opinion. Like, I've had some people just attack me badly, like, for my opinions and what I've posted on my Facebook, but I've just said, like, hey, like, you're still my friend, like, or I've made a joke about it, or I've kind of, like, made something cool out of it instead of just getting offended and, blocking people and shutting people out. I think it's a time that we all really need to be coming together and not letting what is going on, separate us. Because in a way, if you're a conspiracy theorist like me, that is what they want. They want us to be, separate and apart and fighting amongst ourselves. So we're not focusing on what the big problem is. So, wherever you sit on this situation, whatever your beliefs are, have compassion for everyone. Understand that everyone is entitled to their own beliefs, their own opinions. And, we don't have to be controlling anyone's beliefs. It's okay to put information out there that you think is right. And, just leave it open for people to have a look at if they're interested in. There's no point in saying, like, hey, if you don't believe this, you're freaking nuts. I think it's just a good idea to put out what you believe, and if people read it, if you help someone, whatever, great. But it is a time of all of us coming together, regardless of what we believe or regardless of, any of these things that are going on. So yes, just we all need to be coming together. I can't stress that enough. And also really connecting to people that are on the same wavelength as you, that believe what you believe, because I think that's really important at the moment. I myself, a few weeks ago, I just felt really alone in my beliefs, and then I just saw all these other people pop up with the same beliefs as me. I was like, yes, I'm not alone. So yes, that is definitely something I think we should be doing. Okay, so I've got a few cards here. Okay, so we have visions of life beyond death. Okay, so I would see that as we've gone through a bit of a death process. We have just lost everything that we thought that we knew, and now it is time to create visions beyond that death. We need to be creating the new, and it all starts here. Like, we are the maker of our movie, and with every aspect of our lives, whether it's on the global platform, our own personal, our relationships, whatever it is, whatever our belief system is what we're going to see. So, we need to try and not get completely weighed down with everything that's going on, and, do kind of put some thoughts to the future, how we actually want to see things once all this is revealed or crumbled or whatever it is, whatever your belief system is. What do we want to see come after that? Because it's pretty clear we're not going to go back to the way it used to be. And especially with this Taurus new moon, it is saying we are stuck in this change. There is no going back to what we once knew. So what can we envision in the future? How do you want things to be? And then we have the message, which is positive news, positive outcome. And I think, seriously, if you just believe and you are positive, these outcomes just happen. And, you might be waiting from a message from somebody. You might be waiting for a new job offer. You might be, wanting to put your new ideas out there. And I think that, you will get that positive feedback. You will get that positive outcome. And especially if you have faith in it as well. That's just like doubling down on that, getting that positive message. I've also got a fair few tarot cards here. So I've got the Sun. I've got 7 of Wands in reverse. I've got the 2 of Cups in reverse. And I've got the Ace of Swords in reverse. Nice. Okay. So the Sun. Okay, the Sun. The Sun is in Taurus, and what is it asking us to do is to find comfort in that change. And then we've got the 7 of Wands reversed. Now, I would feel like with all these cards, with the 2 of Cups reversed, the Ace of Swords reversed, I would say that this is just really highlighting how disappointed we feel. How we feel like our ideas and our goals and everything has just been crushed and just taken away. And, you know, this just feels like there's just no hope. Like we just have to wait for things to go back to what they used to be. No, there is no going back to what it used to be. So let's get another card here, because I feel like this is just bringing up a question. We need an outcome. It's saying collaborative dreaming. So who can you work with that is going to help inspire you? Who can you talk to or connect with in some kind of way to start that creativity, to have some faith in your passions? And this is really good with this Mercury that's in Aries making aspects out to Venus that is in Gemini, which is the ruler of Mercury. And then that's making aspects out to Mars that's in Aquarius, which is also kind of ruling this new moon. So really, and you know, because they are lower and high octave each other in like communication and evolution and, you know, connection, mental connection, our nervous system, you know, this is a really good time of, you know, finding groups of people that you can connect with, that you can work with, that you can create something with, you know, having those, you know, mental connections with people, mental ideas, being on the same level, being on the same frequency with things. So I feel like if you're feeling like everything is hopeless, that you haven't succeeded, that everything's just turned to shit, I think it is the time for you to be, you know, seeing who you can connect with at this time to try and bring about something new for yourself. You know, it could be a friend that you've had for ages that, you know, that is into all the same things as you, and you've just called them up and said, hey, do you want to work together? And they're probably going to be like, hey, yeah, I've been thinking about calling you too. Hey, let's do workshops, or, you know, online, or let's do something together. So I feel like this is what's going to be happening, you know, especially as Uranus does rule, you know, the collective, friendships, groups. And then, you know, Gemini with Mercury also represents communication, short distance travel, learning. So I think it's really got something to do with, you know, learning new skills, you know, evolving in some way in your creativity, you know, connecting with other people. And I really like this aspect as well with Gemini connecting to Venus and Mars together, because I really feel like it's revolutionizing relationships. We can be seeing relationships come to an end. Venus retrograde, which is going to be happening in May, which is going to be fairly difficult. But if we're getting into new relationships at this time, if we're getting rid of old dynamics and really changing the way we connect to people, this aspect is really going to be revolutionizing connections and our, what would you say, kind of even psychic connections with our partners, being able to change things up and revolutionize relationships, coming from a not completely detached, but then in a way more evolved, you know, so we can be having, you know, good relationships during this year. Like, it is possible. It is a very, very hard year. Like, I'm not going to tell you that, hey, this is the perfect time to be going out dating, because it's not. It's really not. But if there is somebody and you're doing the work and they're doing the work and you have this good connection, this is a time to really kind of evolving that connection and come closer together. And, you know, and this is what we really need to help with relationships this year. This is going to be a tough year. Like, Venus is going retrograde, then Mars is going retrograde, and oh my God, like, it's just going to be a really hard year for relating. But if you can relate to a partner on a different level and a higher frequency, like, this is going to make relationships a lot easier. So I think at this time, this is a good time to communicate with your partner, see what you can work out on a collective level. Are you both on the same page? Can you both be on the same page? Is it okay to be in different, you know, beliefs about things? Do you still love each other unconditionally? Because it is going to get very tough this year. Like, there's a lot going on collectively and out in the world, and then it's going to also affect us more personally when these planets start to go retrograde. So it is going to be a difficult year ahead, not gonna lie. But this is a really beautiful aspect. So it's a good time to start discussing these things now. Start connecting with each other in a new way, because then Venus is going to be eventually squaring Mars later in the year. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, with all this stuff going on, I really do think it's about connecting and working with people in a different way, a new revolutionized way. And we're all kind of doing that. We're all kind of looking back at the past and like, nope, I do not want to go back down that road again. Like, I have learned all there is to learn about this. And especially with this new moon in Taurus, it's all about our self-worth, hey? Like, if it's not making you feel good, if it's not comfortable, if it's not making you happy, then it needs to go. Like, it really needs to go. This is a tough year. Life is tough enough without this stuff, and we can't be focusing our energy on the shit we don't want. We need to be focusing on our energy on just maintaining our happiness right now, just trying to focus on creating a new career, or, you know, being part of the change in the world. So we need a partner that's going to be joining us in that, you know, not bringing us down and we're having to put all our energy into making them happy or something like that. We need two people in a relationship that are, you know, filling their own cup and then coming together from that perspective. So yeah, that is not a time for relationships to be going down that road of shit show anymore. But then, you know, with this new moon in Taurus, we can be, you know, see new relationships forming. So you never know. You never know. But you will know where you are on the spectrum of relating. But yes, I will leave it at that. Also, before I forget, alrighty. Now, I don't know if any of you guys are into tuning forks, but I use them fairly regularly for myself, for my clients, in energy healing sessions. They are so super good. Like, just so good for, you know, clearing your own energy, clearing the energy of the room. Yeah, just changing the frequency. They're absolutely fantastic, and they can change the way you feel instantly. Now, one of my tuning forks that I want to share is like a very angelic sound. It is very high pitched and definitely changes your frequency instantly and just brings it up to a very high level. And it is 4096 hertz. So I don't know if you can see that or if it's focusing, but it's very high. So it's a very high frequency, and it is really good just for like lifting you out from underneath all that sticky, dense feelings. So yeah, go on eBay, get yourself one of these. Some other amazing ones that I use just for clearing the heart and connecting to the universal frequencies is 432 hertz. That one is more of a universal frequency, you know, it also does connect you to the universe. And there's also 528 hertz, which is really good as for, you know, clearing the heart, connecting to the heart. It is very a heartfelt frequency. Another one that I use is the frequency, which is the frequency of the earth, and that has some weights on it, and I kind of use that if I've got a headache or something, but they're absolutely fantastic. So, you know, Google tuning forks, get yourself some tuning forks, especially at this time at home with so much that's going on in the world. You know, it's really important that we stay healthy within ourselves, feel good within ourselves. You know, there's all this stuff with the 5G, and there's all this stuff with the CV and all that type of stuff that's going on. Regardless of what our belief systems are, we need to be making sure our health is in top form, our mental health is in top form, our emotional health is in top form, that we're nurturing ourselves in all these areas. So it's definitely important, and, you know, really helpful if you get yourself some of these. Just some ideas as well. I made this, when was it? 2018 on a full moon in Pisces. So yeah, I just ordered some feathers online, and then got some feathers from the lake near my house, and just made this for when I do like saging or Palo Santo. This is really also really good, you know, clearing your house, clearing your energy, and then being creative, putting that creative energy into something and then using it is, oh my God, so fulfilling. Like I usually use this with my clients and around the home. But yeah, just using that creativity to make something magical for yourself at this time, especially when we need to be connecting to our higher purpose. And at this time, you know, like the most safest jobs right now is health and food. You know, so, and then food representing Taurus, you know, Taurus is all about food and, you know, eating nice food and feeling comfortable and feeling good. And then health, you know, like, you know, being that massage therapist, being that Reiki therapist, you know, doing energy healing, whatever, you know, whatever it is, whether it's chiropractic, whatever, or whether it's food, you know, making nice, beautiful, organic food or vegan food, you know, anything that makes people happy, because food brings people together. So, yeah, this could be a time of finding something that is your, you know, sole purpose, but then also something that's stable in the long term as well. I just had a client recently that's been doing like event management and, you know, teaching, and then she's just like, Alicia, I want to do cooking. People have been telling me I should do cooking. And I'm like, oh my God, I was going to tell you this. You know, you do have Jupiter in the 4th house. Like this could really be a good time for you to be, you know, expanding on what you are really passionate about, which is, you know, cooking. So, and it is a very safe job at this time. So regardless of what is happening to you at the moment, I really do wish you so many blessings. It is such a terrible time, a difficult time, a hard time, a frustrating time, a heavy time. But I do believe we're all going to come out of this on top. I do believe it's the time of coming together and having compassion for each other and being there for each other as much as we physically can. There's a lot coming in the future that we all need to be coming together for. So it's very important at this time that we're all finding ways that we can connect. Even if we disagree on one level, I'm sure we have 5 or 6 or freaking 10 other ways that we connect in another way. So let's just all focus on where we do connect and not on where we don't. And if we feel like people are on the wrong page from us, we'll just believe that, you know, when the right time happens, that they will also be on the same page as us and maybe have the same beliefs as us. Who knows? It doesn't matter. All that matters is that you believe in what you believe in, and, you know, you trust yourself at this time. I think it's a big thing of trusting ourselves and feeling comfortable and safe within ourselves. So yes, that is it for me. I hope you all have a super magical and radical, changeful time at this new moon in Taurus, and I will see you soon.